Oh my god, Vitali is cooked. Yes guys, Vitali is literally cooked. America and Russia officially just announced even if Philippines send him back to any of the country, Russia or USA, they will not going to accept him.
We don't even know after he serves his sentence where he would go, because both Russia and the US says, hey, we're not accepting him if he's going to be deported.
I can guarantee the way Vitali's situation is getting rejected, Vitali could never have imagined, even in his worst dreams, that after having a background from two of the most powerful countries in the world like America and Russia, he would have to face this level of humiliation from a country like the Philippines. He took the Philippines very, very lightly, and unfortunately, what he did got international coverage. And now, it's official. Even if Vitali gets deported, none of the countries are going to accept him. Now you might be asking, where will he go? New reports are coming out that Vitali also has a connection with Ukraine. He stayed there during his childhood, so Vitali might go there. But there's a problem with that too, which we'll explain after looking into his Ukrainian roots.
Born in Russia, lived in Ukraine for a while. He moved sometime as a child. And the formative years are from birth to age 8, which he spent all of those years in Russia and Ukraine. Now, at the age of 14, he moves to the USA. So his formative years were all done in Russia and Ukraine.
Now it's getting serious. Vitali might be forced to choose a completely different option for escape. Why? Because both the USA and Russia don't want him right now. And the main barrier in his way? One man, Jonvik Ramola. Yes, many of you might be a little confused or shocked. Here's the thing. Vitali's parents have arrived in the Philippines. They are trying to hire high-profile lawyers and are attempting to settle deals with top officials. You guys already saw in my latest video how Vitali tried to settle things with the guard, but they rejected him.
Vitali's lawyers tried to settle with the 3 security guards. So Ramulia, according to him, it's a good thing the 3 security guards are strong-willed and they did not give in to the bribery. The unjust vexation charge cases from the 3 security guards will be officially filed against Vitali. And those 3 charges of unjust vexation.
Strong sources are saying that Vitali's parents were almost able to convince some major officials to reduce Vitali's prison time or somehow deport him. But the main issue is Jonvik Ramola. There is no way Vitali and his parents are going to convince Ramola. He has strongly stated that there's absolutely no chance he will let Vitali escape. As a matter of fact, Ramola has promised the people of the Philippines that he will make sure Vitali faces the strictest punishment for his actions.
He's not allowed to vlog about anything which goes on inside the detention facility. He will live on the national stipend.
We have both Russia and the United States have now officially said they will not take Vitali. Even if he was going to be deported, they're not going to take him. And beyond that, we have some updates on the procedure of the case, which is very, very pertinent. We should get that information next week, though, as the trial or the first step, which is the filing of the information, is scheduled for next week. Vitali brought up a mental health defense, which was really laughed at by the undersecretary and has now been officially rejected. They've rejected that plea to allow him to go under a mental health defense. So that's been completely rejected as of date. Further, we don't even know after he serves his sentence where he would go, because both Russia and the US says, hey, we're not accepting him if he's going to be deported. Now we have confirmed that it appears that he is a Russian citizen, therefore holds a Russian passport, but has a U.S. green card. So it kind of creates a weird situation of like, who's going to take Vitali?
Jonvik Ramola himself is saying they don't even know where to send Vitali next. That's mean it can be a showcase of Ramola. Maybe the deal was not suit to him. But here another twist, Vitali's own father was caught on camera, looking desperate, emotional, and clearly trying to pull strings to get his son out. Everyone's saying the same thing. His family is now doing everything they can to get Vitali out of the Philippines, by any means necessary.
There's this video circulating on the internet which shows a man, Vitali's father. Sure, he's really Vitali's father. Man, he's the spitting image of his son. Look at that nasal shotgun. And he looks so disappointed in his son. Because, bro, he made him fly all the way from Russia to the Philippines because his son was doing just breaks, bro.
With all the rumors flying around, the real question is, can Vitali actually escape or get deported? Legal Mindset just gave the clearest answer yet.
But that is unjust vexation, 3 counts. That is confirmed. So this is stuff that's solid information that we know is going forward. What's going to happen is prosecutors are going to file an information as of next week. Now, what that does is it locks down Vitali's ability to essentially settle or get this thing to go away. So the time at which he can get this to go away is going to come up next week. His only real options are two things, which is essentially plead guilty or just sit back and deal with it. So thus far, he has not pled guilty officially. And what that could do is, if he pleads guilty, he says he's sorry, he throws himself at the mercy of the court, they may adjudicate him more lightly. That may be what would be called a mitigating circumstance. Now, what could that sentence be? So on the lower end, I've seen the estimates at a couple of months, like 1 to 3 months. Once again, assuming he's convicted on the charges of unjust vexation.
Unjust vexation, you probably already know, but for anyone who doesn't, let me break it down real quick. So what is unjust vexation? Basically, it means doing something that annoys or bothers someone on purpose, even if it's not violent or exactly illegal. For example, if someone keeps shouting at people in public, recording them without their permission, or playing pranks that make others feel uncomfortable or scared, that can be called unjust vexation. Let me give you some real talk straight from the comment section, mostly from Filipinos who actually live there. And honestly, what they're saying might shock you. Here in the Philippines, locals are already saying Vitali will definitely escape. This has happened before. Foreign nationals just vanish or get quietly deported. It's not even surprising anymore. Here, another guy said, believe it or not, even if Vitali ends up in jail, he could be out in less than a month. My cousin works in the system, and there are legit deals between some prison leaders and government authorities. Vitali won't even struggle. Another guy said, people forget Vitali grew up in Ukraine. His family might still have connections there. One of my relatives is a lawyer, and he's hearing that they're already looking for a third country as a backup.
It is.
So right now, Vitali is probably thinking, he knows the situation in Philippine jails. Vitali has likely already realized what could happen to him if he ends up behind bars there.
Been in here for like a minute and I'm already sweating. I won't put my feet up, but so it's wooden. There's no mattress. But the main thing is no aircon, barely any electricity. Living conditions is really hard. No privacy, really. And then this is the pillow that they get.
When Vitali found out about this from somewhere, he must have gotten desperate to get out by any means necessary. And here's another big thought that might be playing on his mind. He probably heard that Philippine prisons are basically the capital of corruption.
Pay exorbitant bribes to corrupt prison officials for basic human comfort. We're talking in the millions of pesos in bribes over the course of his detention. This is just the way prisons work. Money talks, especially behind bars. And Vitali will pay.
So as you just saw, if somehow Vitali ends up going to this prison, you can understand what could happen to him. The guy who lived in a first world country, not just that, he's a millionaire earning a couple $100,000 per month, is used to living in luxury. For someone like Vitali, staying in these kinds of prisons for a month can be deadly. As you already know, he has already complained about his mental health issues. So Vitali going to prison is also equal to Vitali not making it to the US or Russia anymore. Vitali's parents will do their best, in terms of using their money, to get Vitali out of the Philippines, or make sure he lives in luxury in prison. Now the question is, do you think all the money can save Vitali from prison, or is it true that no money can buy the Philippines law and justice? I think the way Vitali's whole group is trying, nothing is impossible. Only time will tell what's going to happen. Share your own opinion. What do you think could happen? Will the Philippines be sold out against Vitali for money, or will justice be served no matter how powerful or rich the criminal is?